Right now, delegates from across Wisconsin are meeting in Wausau for the annual state party convention. Political reporter Will Keneally is on the scene with the latest. Also, watch Cinta de Mayo Festival celebrations throughout Stoughton, honoring Norwegian traditions during Norway's Constitution Day. Plus, we're following crews and how they're still searching for a person Saturday after a sailboat capsized Friday night in Lake Monona. What we know so far. Welcome to News 3 Now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jalen Banks. Crews are still searching for a person Saturday after a sailboat capsized Friday night in Lake Monona. The Dane County Sheriff's Office said the boat flipped in the middle of the lake. One person stayed on the boat and drifted to shore while 3 others stayed with the kayak. The Madison Fire Department Lake Rescue Team was called to Olin Park around 8 p.m. after the incident was reported. One member of the group made it to shore. 2 of the people who stayed with the kayak were found clinging to it and were rescued. The 3rd person who stayed was not wearing a life jacket and is still missing as of Saturday morning. Search teams continue looking for the 3rd person who stayed with the kayak. The Dane County Sheriff's Office is leading the search. Happening today, delegates from across Wisconsin are meeting in Wausau for the annual state party convention. Political reporter Will Keneally is on the ground there and has more.
Hey Jalen, yeah, we're inside the convention hall at the Republican State Party Convention in Wausau. I want to show you a couple of things here. So we have some guest speakers here behind me. Also, I want to show you these signs, and I'll show you them full on your screen here in just a second. So each of these are the county party delegations. County like a Dane County, an Iowa County. We'll send a delegation up here to Wausau to talk about the future of the state party. Now, what we've heard a lot from the convention here is that after losing that April state Supreme Court election, Republicans want to perform well in next fall's elections. Now, how do they get that done? Some are saying that party unity is key here.
The other problem is the disunity, the strifes, the squabbles within our county parties. We've always had them, and people are people. There's always power struggle, but I have to admit, in the 15 years since I entered this political process, I've never seen as many squabbles.
We've heard at this convention so far talk about different factions trying to pull the party in different directions. Think, for example, moderate Republicans and Trump Republicans not agreeing on how to move the party forward. Now, why this is important, we're talking about next fall's elections. The governor's mansion will be on the ballot. If Republicans win that and back, they will largely be in the driver's seat here in Wisconsin, but also at the same time, the state Senate will be up for grabs next fall. Democrats have their eye on that. Now, whoever wins these elections will shape a lot of state policy here and could shape, for example, abortion policy and education funding here in Wisconsin. We'll have more on this coming up tonight at 10, but for now, reporting in Wausau, Wisconsin, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Well, thank you. Now let's get a look at your first warn forecast with meteorologist Alex Harrington. Alex, will the sun be out more on Sunday?
Indeed, yes. That's what we got the blue shades on for blue skies on Sunday. Temperatures will be just a touch warmer, too. We'll go for 65 for a high temperature in Madison and 64 in the Paradis-Sheen area. A little bit cooler off towards the north and towards the east towards Lake Michigan. It's all part of the 3 things you need to know. Tonight's low temperatures will get down into the 40s, a little bit warmer, as I just mentioned, on Sunday. Then we got a big rainmaker coming. Tuesday going on into Wednesday. It looks like widespread rain for much, if not all, of southern Wisconsin as we go into Tuesday and Tuesday night. Coming up in Maine weather, we'll track the showers and a few thunderstorms and just how cold that rain is going to be in a few minutes. Jalen?
All right, sounds good, Alex. We'll see you in just a bit. Now we head on over to Stoughton, where the community is celebrating Norway's Constitution Day all weekend long at their Cinta de Mayo Festival. News 3 Now is a proud sponsor of Stoughton Cinta de Mayo, and our Michelle Renee Quinn shows us why you don't want to miss it.
Hey Jalen, I'm here at the Stoughton Cinta de Mayo Festival, where plenty of people have come to celebrate Norwegian traditions. Now, I'm about to show you the Viking game. This is a strongman competition where 40-plus men and women come out to show their strength. The Strongman Challenge has been a part of the Stoughton Festival for over a decade. One of the directors of the Viking Games says they brought it to the festival because strongman has strong Scandinavian roots.
So we've got about 40 really strong male and female competitors picking up really heavy things. And we are celebrating Norwegian independence from Denmark.
One of those strong men drove almost 5 hours from Minnesota to celebrate for the second year in a row.
I came last year just for fun. I heard about the Settendi Mai Festival, and I'm half Norwegian, so I figured I'd come and check out what it's all about. I enjoyed it so much, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to come back again and compete in something from the period.
Whether people are traveling for the festival or Stoughton natives, there are plenty of fun activities and cultural experiences for the whole family.
And it maybe means more to me. I am proudly a Stoughton resident, born and raised here, and decided to raise my family here. And it's a great way for our community to celebrate all culture and Norwegian culture.
And you have one more day to join the fun.
There's so much fun stuff happening tomorrow. There's a parade, and there is a great performance by the Stoughton Norwegian dancers at the high school, and there's great food. I mean, if I was picking, I'd pick the meatballs.
In Stoughton, at the Settendi Mai Festival, Michelle Renee Quinn, News 3 Now.
All right, sounds good, Michelle Renee. You can attend the parade tomorrow in Stoughton at 1:30 p.m. Coming up next on News 3 Now at 6, a car explosion leads to a death and one clinic destroyed in Palm Springs, California. What authorities are saying. Plus, President Trump says he will speak to Russian President Vladimir Putin on the phone this upcoming Monday.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. After the short break, police and firefighters respond to a car explosion Saturday that rocked a neighborhood and damaged a fertility clinic in the tiny California city of Palm Springs. The act is being investigated as a possible car explosion. At least one person was believed to be dead. The city of Palm Springs said in a social media post, the explosion happened at 11 a.m. local time and that residents were being asked to avoid the area around North Indian Canyon Drive near East Tequiva Drive. Dr. Maher Abdullah, who runs the American Reproductive Center's fertility clinic, confirmed that his clinic was the one that was damaged. President Trump says he will be speaking Monday with Russian President Vladimir Putin about ending the war in Ukraine. Trump made the announcement on social media Saturday. It comes after representatives from Ukraine and Russia held face-to-face talks in Turkey on Friday. It was the first time the two countries held direct talks at any level in 3 years. Trump has previously said he does not think there will be a significant breakthrough in peace talks until he speaks directly with Putin. He also says he plans to speak with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and various members of NATO following his talk with Putin. The FBI is leaving its headquarters in Washington, D.C. FBI Director Kash Patel made the announcement during an interview with Fox News that aired Friday. He cited the condition of the storied J. Edgar Hoover building for the departure, calling it unsafe. Patel says about 1,500 personnel will be redeployed to locations around the country. The Hoover building has served as the headquarters for the FBI since 1975. Finding a new headquarters has actually been in the works for years. In 2023, the General Services Administration selected Greenbelt, Maryland as the agency's new home. However, President Trump announced in March that he would block the move to Maryland. Coming up after the break, we take a look at the severe weather that ravaged the central U.S. Plus, Alex returns with a complete look of your First Warn forecast after the break.
Watching News 3 Now at 6.
Violent storms stretched across the central U.S. Friday and Saturday, killing at least 25 people in Missouri and Kentucky. And more extreme weather is on the way. Saturday morning, round 3 of the PGA Championship, which you just watched on our network, was delayed as severe storms pushed through North Carolina. Jen Sullivan has details on the destruction and the weather threat that remains for millions of people across the country.
Hey man, it's a tornado, man.
The terrifying moments of a tornado
We're in a tornado.
tearing through this neighborhood in St. Louis caught on camera.
Come on. A whole roof just came off. So did.
The winds shredding the roof off of this home.
Tornado, bro.
The windows blew out, the bricks started falling. I didn't think I was gonna make it.
This storm, part of a violent system that spawned multiple tornadoes, carving out a path of destruction in several states Friday.
I'd estimate at least 100-mile-an-hour winds. They were very fast-moving storms.
Emergency responders in St. Louis still trying to rescue people trapped in their homes Saturday. The devastation seen on this man's face as he looks at the damage. Windows blown out of buildings, homes reduced to piles of bricks. A building crumbled around this car. Entire neighborhoods destroyed.
The devastation is truly tremendous.
That same system stretching into Kentucky, causing extensive damage and killing multiple people. Bolts of lightning igniting the night sky and revealing this tornado in the distance. All of the homes on this street in Laurel County splintered by the storms.
I got in the hallway and put my hands over everybody, and it started blowing the windows out.
The fierce winds and tornadoes knocking out power to thousands of people in multiple states. And the threat for severe weather continues.
This is part of a multi-day severe weather setup that we are currently in.
As the storm system loses strength, more than 20 million people in the Southwest are in the risk zone for more storms Saturday. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
Our thoughts are certainly with those impacted, but now let's get a look at your first warn forecast with Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington. Alex, we've had our...
Certainly have, yes, Jalen. So I was thinking the exact same thing. Our thoughts are with everybody in the United States that have been raked with just incredible amounts of severe weather here. 3 casualties. This is looking at the entire nation. Nearly 2,500 reports of severe weather. We've had our fair share of severe weather as well. Just updated this afternoon as of approximately 4 p.m. 5 tornadoes have been confirmed touchdown in the WISC viewing area. This extra one here is an EF0 with 70-mile-per-hour winds near the Rock Springs area. That's west of Baraboo at 4:08 p.m. And then, of course, we had our 4 destructive tornadoes in the Dodge County area. So that's 5 in total across southern Wisconsin with that event. And we will keep an eye out if there's any additional touchdowns that are being reported from the National Weather Service. All right, but let's get into some nice stuff here. Seasonably cool tonight, a little warmer on Sunday with sun. And if you want some rain, I got some rain in the forecast Tuesday going on into Wednesday. Best chances for that rain is going to be during the daytime on Tuesday going into Tuesday night. So let's track it together. Here we go. Can't rule out a shower or a thunderstorm Monday evening, but here we go Tuesday. Widespread rain throughout the day. Just look at how widespread this is. It's across all of southern Wisconsin going into Tuesday night. Strong winds coming in out of the east. Those are those arrows. That's an important thing. I'll mention why that's important. And as we go into Wednesday, showers meander about the area. And so Wednesday will also have some raindrops to contend with. But eventually later Wednesday, we'll see those raindrops become a little bit more few and far between. Total water amounts with this weather system, a good solid inch of water is expected with this weather system. And why are those east winds so important? Tuesday's high, that's not a low temperature. That is a high temperature of 49 degrees. We'll have cool air coming in off of Lake Michigan this far inland. And then we step our way up to temperatures back up to normal for this time of year. 40s tonight, clear to partly cloudy skies and more in the way of sun than clouds on Sunday. Highs of 65 in Madison, 66 in Platteville. A little cooler to the east out towards the Lake Michigan area. We'll have, again, that effect of that Lake Michigan cool air coming off the lake, keeping areas near Milwaukee at 52. We'll do 57 as we go into Monday. Winds will start to increase out ahead of that weather system. We can take our 10-day full screen here now. Showers on that chilly Tuesday, 49, 60 on Wednesday. Then those temperatures will slowly step their way up. I was going to say inch by inch, but that's really not what I meant there. We'll do step by step instead, because inch by inch would be referring to water. And we'll see the temperatures back up into the upper 60s to lower 70s by the time we get out into the following week. And given all of this destructive weather that we had this week, here's a nice way to end the week, or start the weekend rather. Sherry, Verona, just the other morning, a little bit of fog out there, beautiful sunrise. If you're sitting at home right now, scan that QR code. That allows you to send us those weather photos, and then we can show them on air. And I want to do full disclosure just because I want people to know what's going on in the background with me. I've been standing at the H1 desk much of this week because I've had a foot injury for the better part of a month, and it is really hard to stand in front of that 3x3 wall as the one-legged weatherman. So I've been staying behind the weather desk. We're getting some progress here. Thanks for being flexible on that, and hopefully in a little while it will be the two-legged weatherman back up dancing in front of the 3x3 soon.
I mean, you can always join us at the desk.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a hobble on the way over, just to disclose, but yeah, it's nice to be over at the desk and interact.
Today actually felt a little chilly. It's weird it being mid-60s and feeling as if you need to put on a jacket because it was so warm the last few days.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about just the other day when we had our severe weather outbreak, we were pushing near 90 degrees. The dew points, that's a measure of moisture, well into the 60s to near 70. That's the muggy stuff. I bet a lot of people had their air conditioning on. So yeah, that's a shock. That's almost a 30-degree swing in just a little bit.
Absolutely. All right, sounds good, Alex. Andrew, what do we have coming up in sports?
Well, guys, even if it may have been chilly here in Madison, Jerry Kelly has been hot lately. The Madison native's next big achievement, we'll get to it next in sports. Lately, Jerry Kelly has been killing it. 2 weeks ago, the Madison native won his first event of the year on the PGA Champions Tour. And today, in the first major on the Senior Tour's calendar, Kelly kept swinging it well. He came into the third round in third place in the event. And on the eighth, he started climbing sticks, the approach shot. He birdied 7 separate times today, looking for his first senior major win since 2020. And he finishes off one of his tweeters with this putt. And then on 18, he caps off a marvelous day with yet another birdie. He shot 7 under for the third round, putting him in first place heading into tomorrow's final round. And speaking of majors, the PGA Championship's third round was today as well, and Scottie Scheffler continued to prove why he is the best golfer in the world. He shot 6 under par for the day and 5 under in his final 5 holes. Scheffler has a 3-stroke lead heading into the final round. And heading over to the Alliant Energy Center, where for Wisconsin men's hockey's former assistant coach, Marco Sicchi, it was a big day. He hosted his 7th annual Casting for Kids fishing tournament. They sent out an event record 71 guided boats onto Madison's lakes, followed, of course, by a live auction fundraiser. They raised money for the Carbone Cancer Center, and in the event's 7th year, they're expected to eclipse the $1 million mark in terms of money raised to fight the disease. And how about Whitewater softball? After 3 straight empty trips in the postseason, this year was different. They're off to the Super Regionals after a perfect 3-0 weekend in Ohio. They will play St. Mary's of Minnesota next weekend in a best-of-3 series. Location still to be determined, but that will be with a trip to the Sweet 16 on the line. And as for Whitewater baseball, you may not be able to see it there, but they did play a team. It was Washington University out of St. Louis, and Whitewater was the victor today. That'll allow them to head to their regional final tomorrow. And a local guy made a big impact. Dominic McVeigh, a Mineral Point native, notched the walk-off hit in the 11th inning to send those Warhawks 1 win away from the Super Regionals. And while the NBA season winds down, the W is just getting started. Caitlin Clark dazzled in the season opener as her Indiana Fever took down Angel Reese's Chicago Sky Squad 93-58. Clark kicked off a second year with a bang, scoring 20 points to go with 10 assists and 10 rebounds. And that is just the start of what we expect to be a really exciting season, and the coverage and the anticipation of the WNBA just gets bigger and bigger every year.
And we're going to see here quite a bit, in prime time. The Fever have the most primetime games of any WNBA team, and I think it's much deserved. And I think today's showing showed why they ended up getting so many.
No kidding.
All right, a quick check of the forecast before we head on to Alex.
A nicer day on Sunday, but not so nice as we head out towards Tuesday going on into Wednesday. Good chance for rain. Join me at 10. You didn't catch the earlier forecast of some updated temperatures for Tuesday. It's going to be a chilly rain.
All right, well, sounds good. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Andrew. We'll see you all back here at 10 o'clock.